All right, Steve, you're on. Go ahead.
Mercenary AJ McKee. This is Steve Jewin from MMA Mania. Good to talk to you again. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling fantastic after I just had this fantastic roll. So I just got done eating a little bit of sushi. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm great, but I don't have any sushi, so I can't be as great as you.
Oh, both, man. It was fantastic, and it's a fantastic roll.
My favorite's always been the California. I like spicy tuna and California roll. Those are my go-to.
So the fantastic roll is actually spicy tuna with fried custard on the side. It's so delicious, dude.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I'm going to have to try that.
And then get a little eel sauce on the side.
Perfect. I love eel sauce, so that'd be great. But speaking of great things coming up, let's talk about this fight you got with Georgi Karakhanyan in the opening round at Bellator 228. How excited are you to face this former number one contender?
Oh, I can't wait, man. Georgie's got his hands full, and I think he knows it.
I think everybody's got their hands full facing you, really, but go ahead.
Yeah. He actually asked for the fight, which is surprising. Georgie's kind of been asking for this fight. I remember I was doing an interview a while back with him, and it was something Bellator had us doing. It was for the fight fans. Like answering questions for him is like, hey, so who do you want to fight next? He's like, who do you want to fight next? And he was like, you. Like, hi, you probably really don't want to do that, but okay. I was like, thanks for the interview, and ended his interview because I try to keep it a little professional because the old AJ wanted to start snapping off like I used to, but I kept it calm and professional. I was pretty proud of myself.
Well, and at this point, you've got to be used to everybody wanting to call you out because you're undefeated. You're the hottest guy going in the tournament, so you got to figure anybody who's anybody is going to put your name in their mouth.
Yeah, that's why I know Georgie's prepared. I've known Georgie for a while. He's known me since I was a kid, and I think he still thinks I'm that kid. You know, I'm that 17, 18-year-old kid who's bouncing around, having fun, play fighting. But what he doesn't realize is the mindset that I'm in now. Being 24, taking care of my family, going from living in a loft with 5 people to a 2-bedroom, building my own room, to now buying my own house and having a mortgage, having to pay that mortgage. I'm coming to hurt people now. I'm coming to end people's careers. I've literally been in there punching and kicking people is what I call it, because I've been punching and kicking people. Pat Curran was the first person I threw elbows at, and that was on the ground. Wait until I start throwing elbows on the feet, start throwing John Jones kicks at the knees. You know what I mean? These are things that I haven't really done yet. So first round, Georgi Karakhanyan, he already knows he made it personal. I don't know if he was trying to say it to get in my head or just talk about my dad for whatever reason, but he fucked up. You know what I mean? You fucked up mentioning my father and bringing family into it. I don't know why guys like to make things personal and talk about people's families and their religion. Like, it's so stupid. Like, at the end of the day, you're going to get locked in that cage, and it's going to be you and me, and I'm going to try to kill you. That's literally my goal. I'm trying to kill you until that ref stops me. So I'm looking forward to going in there and making a loud statement, not just to Georgie, but to everyone else in the division, and that's getting Georgie in and out of there as fast as possible.
Well, you did mention that he made it personal, and it couldn't be more personal than on this card because you and your dad are both fighting on the same night in the same building.
Yeah, that's another phenomenal thing that's going down. Making history, man. No one has done that since the Griffith brothers as professional athletes. You know what I mean? And that's baseball. So this being such a hands-on contact sport, for my dad to be almost 50 years old, literally less than 400 days away from being 50 years old, and he's still hopping in that cage and throwing down is, I think it's pretty phenomenal.
You know, I don't know anything about his opponent, William Serapi, but I assume the California State Athletic Commission isn't going to send anybody in there that's just going to get completely, like, doesn't have any business being in the cage, so it's got to be a good opponent for him.
Yeah, he's had some fights under him. I've been kind of scoping him out. Dude kind of kicks like me. He's got some power in the kicks. So what training partner than your son who has knockout kicks himself?
Absolutely. So
that's the thing, man. My dad trains with us every day. You know, he's in there rolling with with everybody. The heavyweights, you know, we got Chris McKee who trains with this boy is 6'7", 6'8", 6'6", and my dad goes in there and grapples with him like it's nothing. Like, he's so far ahead of his time, and he was always underrated, and that's where I've always felt that I'm his revenge to the fight world, you know what I mean? Regardless, they're going to have to respect me. All these people can say whatever the hell they want. Oh, I haven't fought anyone. I haven't done this. At the end of the day, I'm fucking undefeated. I'm 14-0, and I got 9 finishes, like 7 of them in the first round.
And how can they say...
It doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
It doesn't matter who the hell it is. Anyone has a puncher's chance in a fight. Mm-hmm. And they can't even say that. I mean, I've fought ex-UFC fighters. Don Cavalli, he's never been finished. Knocked him out in less 69 seconds to be exact. Dustin Lawrence, I mean, he faced my foot. My foot was all in his mouth. So, like, it just shows, like, if these guys come forward, they've got 60 reaches. I have such an advantage at a 145-pound division that these guys don't know what to do besides try to say, oh, well, he hasn't fought anyone, he hasn't done anything. For me, I'm just going to continue to do what I do and evolve and get better because they don't know what I'm ever going to do. I come out wrestling one fight, and then the next fight I'm coming out throwing Muay Thai kicks, Dutch kicks, like I'm a kickboxer, you know. So it's always evolving and keeping these guys guessing, and they're never gonna know what I'm gonna do because I'm not a fighter like the rest of these fighters. I don't throw 1, 2, 3s, and that's my combination. You know what I mean? My dad trains us differently. His training is so methodical and ahead of time that he's creating your style within you. He's not going to tell you this is how you fight. He's going to let you do what you do, take your style, and add to it. Mm-hmm. And that's where my entire team has the advantage. Joey Davis, 5-0. Baby Slice, he's had a couple little things stumble him, but our game plans worked. Not rehydrating right, not cutting weight right. These are things that play a big factor in the fight world, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of learning experiences that we all go through, and we just take them and learn from each other's mistakes. And when one of us is being hard-headed, we hold each other accountable. You know, hey, I don't think you should do this. I'm going to put my 2 cents in and try to help each other out. And that's the thing about our gym, man. My dad doesn't have contracts on anybody in our gym. I wish he did. Because I'm tired of people coming in our fucking gym, taking our knowledge and leaving. But it's his walk of faith. He's like, dude, that's not how I work. This is like our family in this gym. It's our brotherhood, which I completely agree with, man. We all, at the end of the day, I've literally almost been into fist fights with my cousin. Like, yo, fuck these gloves, bro. Like, nigga, you're too big. You're 170 pounder. If we're going to thump, let's take these gloves off and we're going to do what we got to do. But at the end of the day, we shake hands, we hug each other, and we pray out at the end of the day, regardless. You know what I mean? No matter what happens in that practice, we're going to love each other at the end, pray out, and come back together as a unit. And that's where we're showed favor, I feel like. You know, we stay in our prayer, we stay faithful, and we just keep grinding together, man.
You took the words out of my mouth, AJ, so I'm going to go in a different direction than what I had planned to say, and I'm going to ask you about the next round of the tournament, because the way I understand it is everybody who wins is getting to call out who they want. So once you get Georgie out of there, who do you see as next?
Honestly, I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be coming for me. That's why I got to go in there, man. I got to go in there, knock Georgie the hell out, get Bellator's fastest knockout, and get him the hell out of there and make a statement so fucking loud that everyone looks and says, what the fuck just happened? Did he get lucky? They're probably going to be like, he got lucky. Okay. I guess how many times have I been lucky before? How many times am I going to continue to be lucky? People can continue to doubt me and say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, man, I'm going to keep doing what I do, and that's kicking ass, taking names, and that's why I'm called the mercenary, man. My job was to sign that contract, show up, and fight regardless. So hurt or not, I'm always going to show up and fight. And this tournament, dude, my practice has been easy. Life has been easy. You know, I just bought a house. I'm not living in a loft, sleeping on my couch anymore. Life's becoming comfortable. I'm getting ready to be to the point to where I can go in there and not have stress.
Yeah, and that's going to
No
make you
pressure. No pressure.
right.
Like this has been me fighting with pressure. What's going to happen with no pressure?
You're going to be that much more dangerous.
And that's what everyone's scared of.
Well, I do have to ask you about one thing that I don't know if you were alluding to or not, so I hope you can clear the air on this. When you said people coming into your gym and taking knowledge and leaving, that wasn't about Aaron Pico, was it?
No, man. He was my brother. I've talked to him. There's a lot of people don't see what goes on in the back doors of fighters' lives. Like I was saying, I lived in a loft with 5 people. Everyone thinks AJ's 5-0, 6-0. He's living this great fucking life. People don't see me sleeping on a floor. You know what I mean? Working at a nightclub in Hollywood, driving home at 4:00 in the morning, collecting a check on the weekend. People don't see shit like that. People don't see how Pico's family is dependent on him, the same way my family's dependent on me. So for me, it was different. The shots I was saying with people coming in and taking the knowledge, Pico, I don't mind. That's a brother. I've shared many battles with him. That's not – he can have all the fucking knowledge I have. You want to know why? 'Cause it'll never be used against me, and I don't worry about that.
All right.
Because regardless, if we don't talk for a year, we don't talk for 2 years, we still know we're cool. There was a time where Pico and I hadn't talked for years, and that was just the way our friendship had went for a while. He was grinding, doing Olympic-level wrestling at Bosco. I was grinding, doing high school wrestling, and then went off to college with Joey. But guess what? We all knew in the end Pico was going to be a fighter, I was going to be a fighter, and we would come together.
I hear that. But do you think he's going to bounce back from that fight with Adam Boric? I kind of looked at that like, well, he went to Albuquerque to try and add something to his game, and then it backfired on him.
It was too soon, man. It was too soon. His entire this is me speaking as his brother from my own experiences, what I've been through and how my careers went, and wanting it. I've always wanted that title shot. My dad's had to continuously tell me, no, 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 wait, no, no. And I'm like, Dad, fuck, dude. I'm 10-0, 11-0. Like, ugh. Now I'm 14-0, and I still don't have my title shot. But look at the way things have worked out to where now I'm fighting for $1 million. My title's in there, and I'm making additional big money within the tournament. So it's patience, man, and I think things were just rushed with him. The Corrales fight, we didn't want him to fight the Corrales fight, but we're not his manager. We're his training partners and teammates. We'll give our opinions, and at the end of the day, he's going to make his decisions, and he does what he does, you know? The Adam Boric fight, I felt it was way too soon for that. Coming off a big knockout like that with Corrales, man, this isn't football. You don't just recover from a concussion in a couple of weeks and then you can go play and be cautious about your head. Every single attack, every single thing that is happening in that cage, I'm aiming for the head. Every person is aiming for the head. We're trying to hurt people in there. We're literally trying to knock each other out and concuss each other. That's what happens every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't rush that. You
So
can't. You can't recover from that overnight.
I think it was too soon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was too soon. He needed a break, man. And I think now with this $1 million tournament, he has a break. You know what I mean?
That's true.
He's not going to stop training. Pico's a dog. He's not going to stop training. He's going to continue to get better, and he's going to continue to evolve. Where he's at, I mean, fuck. I'm not going to say he's in a good place because he's not with me. And I don't think any gym is better than my gym. Why? Because majority of the gyms, 99.9% of the gyms, don't have that brother bond that we have in that gym. We may not be the professionalist gym of, hey, practice starts every day, 10:30 on time. Sometimes we start at 11. Like, fuck, it's been a rough week. We're going to start a little later today. You know what I mean? But dude, it's life. You know what I mean? Things don't go as planned, and that's just the way life is. It's trial and tribulations of life. You just gotta keep them walking shoes on, get up, and keep walking. You know, and Pico's a fighter. You know, he's gonna continue to fight and do what he does best, and that's grind.
All right. Well, I look forward to him bouncing back and hopefully coming back to the body shop at some point. But I know you don't have to bounce back because it's all been uphill for you. So you're going to keep going on up and hopefully going through Georgie and going on to the next round. So, AJ, let me get your plugs in closing and I'll let you go.
Say that again.
I said, anything you want to plug, your sponsors, anything you want to shout out?
Man, I got some big sponsors coming for you guys. Some boy. I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm doing a couple of things with some clothing companies, big brands. Shout out to PUBG Mobile. All y'all can catch me if you want that smoke. I got that M4 waiting for you, suppressed up on PUBG. I'm gonna start streaming, so all the kids and fans, you guys can start watching me. Thanks PUBG, TC1, Dr. Dawson, Kessler, Dr. Kessler. Who else? Lana Egg Whites. And of course, man, all glory to God, man. None of this would be possible without him. I got to thank him for everything, day in and day out. Yeah, park in the back, please. Day in and day out, man. None of this would be possible without him. And of course, my father, man, being my coach, my mentor, my brother, and the damn child in the relationship instead of being the father sometimes. He's awesome, man. He's like a big kid.
Well, all right. All praise to the Father, to your father, and to this fight that's going to be huge at Bellator 228 between you and Georgi Karakhanyan. AJ, I can't wait to see it. And as always, thank you for the time.
Man, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Always, always a
Always.
pleasure. And thank you, Dan, as well.